Oh, it's enough without all this stuff going on. I don't know if you got my message
I
about,
did. I
okay,
was
great.
getting emergency dental work, but I
Oh,
brought,
no.
yeah, I was, I broke a tooth and had to, luckily my dentist fit me in, so I was in the chair when you called.
Oh, poor
This is
guy.
the one for, that's the quote for AT&T,
Okay.
and this is what we're currently paying. for it.
Okay,
We
very
save
good.
about $95 a month
Okay,
on top of it's,
that's good.
the new dash cameras won't work with.
Yeah. So, because for what so it seems that the cell phones are on some kind of state contract for some kind of thing, but if you're not paying that amount, although I don't know, whatever it is. Okay, monthly cost.
Cell phone, it's a group package, so the cell phones are actually, we pay $200 a month now with Verizon. We would be paying 209 with AT&T, so
But
it'd be
getting
$9
the,
more a month, but the savings that we'd be getting from the modems
ah,
more than makes up for it.
that's
So the
cool.
total package would be saving about $95 a month
Okay,
and getting better service.
Very
Because
good.
AT&T is unlimited,
oh, good.
but Verizon, yeah, we only get a certain number of minutes and a
Yeah.
certain number of
Uh,
Wi-Fi.
okay, all right.
Do you
very
need
good.
these keys or should I get them back?
No, I've got mine someplace. Where did I put them? I've got mine. Okay, so now we have.
Recording in progress.
So I want to be able, oh no, you gotta be kidding me. I've got my, I know, I'll turn this, I'll mute my, there we go. Okay, so I have my slides so I can show them during the meeting. And I had to do this like log in and then got to share, make myself a host.
So you have everything on the one computer?
Yeah, I'm here. So when it comes time, I make me a co-host and then I can share the
You can share
screen.
the screen.
And then I could show
and then
my,
just click through.
yeah, I
your
could show my
PowerPoint.
beautiful slide.
Yeah, and then you'll wanna, when you get to that, you'll
Make
wanna
it
come
big.
up to slideshow.
Okay. Come on, where's the little, where is it? There it is.
And then from beginning. Because then, there you go.
Ah, there we go. And then what, I just click down?
Yeah, and then as you go through, you should be able to just hit
Oh,
over.
okay. Cool. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm so glad you helped me with that.
But I came down a few minutes early.
Let me tell you, it gets a little fraught when you're trying to do all this stuff at once. Okay, so I'm gonna put this underneath. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. It's not on a piece of paper. It's right there. Oh,
yeah.
for crying out loud. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna send Simon.
When I was first taught how to do it by Rob, he said everyone's supposed to leave it logged in and just leave it plugged in.
Yeah.
But nobody ever does, I don't think. Either it times out on its own.
Oh, because we were told that too, and you put it away so they can do updates and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
But I think it just, I don't know if it times out on its own or if people forget and shut it down or. I'll say hi to Becky,
She's
working.
over there. Yeah, she's working. I was just sending you a text. Julie's not joining us tonight. Julie's not joining us tonight. I'm very concerned about her because, she didn't want to go to that joint meeting. She was
Yeah.
exhausted. She was also so upset about the whole consolidation thing. She doesn't want. So
What, is there any reason?
she didn't say. I hope she's
Not
okay.
even coming
All right, I'm calling this meeting to order, the town board meeting of October 3rd, 2024. We'll begin with the pledge. It's 7 o'clock.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, so we do have 3 board members here, so we currently have a quorum. And we will just move on from there. Does somebody want to read our Indigenous land and Black labor acknowledgement?
Well, I read it the first time. And then
Okay, I'll do it this time.
Okay.
The town of New Paltz humbly acknowledges that we are on the traditional lands of the Munsee, Esopus, and Lenape people. The Indian Removal Act of 1830 forced the people to relocate to inhospitable territory, far from the bountiful valley and mountains we inhabit today. The town further acknowledges that much of the physical structure of our town and village was built by enslaved Africans who labored as the property of their owners until 1827 on this very land. We acknowledge the contributions, resilience, and accomplishments of the BIPOC community who have overcome historic injustice to inform our past and inspire our future. Please visit the resource library on our website to learn more. And we encourage residents and visitors to learn more about the contributions and sacrifices made by Indigenous people and enslaved Africans by visiting these sites. We were very proud to have this read by the county executive's representative at the annual budget message on October 1st. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
seconds, Edgar.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Announcements? You want to go?
I
first?
have a couple.
Go ahead.
The town of New Paltz proudly recognizes the historic achievement of Ulster County Poet Laureate Kate Himes, SUNY New Paltz President Darrell Wheeler, Chair of the Black Studies Department Wilden McWilliams, for bringing New Paltz artist Trina Green's statue, Sojourner Truth, First Step to Freedom, to a place of honor in Kingston City Hall. The statue may be viewed at Kingston City Hall during regular business hours from September 30th, 2024 until August 2025.
Thank you. Just realized I'm not zooming in, so I'm gonna have to-
And I have another one about voting.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone who is interested in getting an absentee ballot or finding out the locations of the several polling places for early voting is encouraged to go to elections.ulstercountynewyork.gov. There you can find all the information about how to get an absentee ballot, how to register if you're not yet registered to vote, and where the other polling places are in addition to the one that will be at our community center.
Okay, I've just messed something up. I don't know what I've done here, folks, but I'm
Uh-oh.
not doing it right
Oh
now.
dear.
I was trying to get it to go on, oh, there, maybe it's there. I was trying to get it to go on to, oh dear,
We need Essie.
shoot. I was trying to get it to go on to, streaming live, and now I've returned to meeting. Let me try that. Return to meeting. Ah, come on. Oh, so sorry, people. Okay, there's that. Okay,
Okay.
okay. I'm sorry, bear with me. I am just so bad at this. Yeah,
That's right.
well, I think that's what I did. Thinking about it. Okay. Now I'm supposed to X out of it. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. I think we're now streaming, recording, and doing everything we're supposed to. It's too many things at once. All right. I had one announcement. This is about the rabies clinic that's going to be held on October 9th. And it will be in the parking area by the town highway garage on Clearwater Road. It is for dogs and cats. Make sure you got dogs on the leash, cats in the carrier, and it's $15 each, administered by a vet, Dr. Lori Stein. And we hope anybody who needs to do this takes advantage of it. Thank you. Edgar, did you have any announcements?
No, I don't. I didn't.
Very good. Okay. Is there anyone here for public input? Anyone on Zoom for public input?
I see Phoenix there.
That's okay.
Does Phoenix want to speak?
Phoenix can raise his
Okay.
hand if he wants to. Sorry. Okay. So there doesn't seem to be any public input at this time. I look for a motion to authorize the closing of the public hearing on the prior notice law notification of defects resolution.
So moved.
Second, Edgar.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda. We can talk about it once we have the
Yeah,
motion.
no, I needed to get in there. So moved.
Second,
Okay, any discussion? I would like to point out that item B, the minutes from the joint town board and village board meeting included a resolution. And that resolution has to do with a joint resolution promoting complete streets by New Paltz Village Board of Trustees and Town Council who support New York State Department of Transportation improvements on Main Street and South Chestnut. And so we resolved, as the boards all voted, to support the New York State DOT installation of rectangular rapid flashing beacons at the intersection of Southside Avenue and South Chestnut, also known as Route 208, and also at the intersection of Oakwood Terrace and Main Street, also known as Route 299. We further resolved to support New York State DOT establishment of crosswalks on Main Street at Prospect Street, Harrington Street, Duzine Road, and Jolin Road. Please note that Councilperson Essie Lewis joined us at about 7:08.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Essie. Thanks for being here.
Amanda,
Yes, sir.
is that what the village asked us to pass a similar resolution?
We passed it jointly together.
That
Well,
was
Oh,
the
okay,
resolution.
That's it, right.
Okay.
So they voted on it unanimously. We voted on it unanimously. So I'll have our
Okay.
clerk record it in our, the town clerk record it because the clerk's recording for everybody, and then we'll send a copy of it to the DOT. Okay, very good. All righty. Let's see, anything else on the consent agenda? There's 3 planning board escrows that are, set up for different projects. Unless anybody has any questions on that, we can, approve the consent agenda. All in favor?
Oh,
no, yeah.
All 9 items?
No, all
Just-
through
just-
E.
Okay, so it's, got it.
Any further discussion?
No,
Okay, all in favor?
Aye. Kitty.
Aye.
Hi.
Thank you. Okay, remember Roseanne is trying to hear what we're saying, so let's let her know who we are whenever we have to. Okay, this one is an agreement. Okay, authorization to approve the supervisor signing the agreement for professional services with Ulster County, which provides funding by the New York State Office of Children and Family Services for out-of-school summer youth recreational programs operated by towns and cities in Ulster County. Do I have a motion for authorization?
Is this what we,
We will discuss it once we, yeah, I'm
So
sorry.
you can make the motion.
I want
Would
my
move things.
town board to be involved. I don't
We,
want to
we,
run.
we can second those motions.
so you made the motion?
I
Kitty?
made it.
I'll
Yes.
second it.
Okay,
Edgar second. Okay, discussion.
Made a motion.
so this is the Y camp?
No, ma'am.
Oh,
This is Ulster County, New York State Office of Children and Family Services, but it's an agreement with professional services with Ulster County, and they provide up to $4,000, not to exceed, for programs to serve summer youth. So our youth program, Jim Tinger runs his program during the summer. And so it's, you know, it's some offset of some of the cost of doing that. So he
Is
applies
that
for
for
every,
expenses of this past summer or? for
no, coming up,
Coming up?
yeah. But it came up now. They need to,
Right.
it ended September 30th, so it will begin again in October of this, it will begin as soon as we pass it and then it'll go through next year. Any more questions or discussion? All in favor?
Hi,
Aye.
Kitty.
Aye. No,
I'm gonna abstain as it's a county contract.
thank you. That was Essie abstaining, Rosanna. Very good. All right.
Excuse
Okay.
me.
Yep.
So you made a motion to close the public hearing, but you didn't make a motion to adopt the law. Are you planning to do that or?
At the next meeting, we're not ready to adopt the law at this point.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Rosanna. Okay, we are now going to set a couple of public hearings for our next meeting, October 17th. The first one is the notice of public hearing on the preliminary budget of the year 2025. And so we will expect that between now and the 17th, we will have a preliminary budget that will be posted. And so we need to have this public hearing on October 17th, our next meeting. Okay, I move that we set the public hearing on the preliminary budget of 2025 for October 17th.
Second, Essie.
Any discussion?
Just clarification on the listing of salaries of elected officials, that's done always, that's
This was, yeah, this apparently is one that's taken from the prior years.
okay.
So just to point out that our supervisor earns less than the mayor. And, you know, governs everybody in our entire community. So I hope there won't be any controversy over approving this budget.
Right.
Okay, but this is just to set the public hearing. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Okay, thank you. Now we need to set another public hearing. Notice of a public hearing for a local law to, or actually be a resolution to override the tax cap for 2025. The tax cap, I think as we all know, is 2%. For our budget, that would be about $244,000. So I move that we set the public hearing for the resolution to override the tax cap for October 17th.
Second, Essie.
Any discussion?
Well, just that, I'm kind of surprised we're doing it now before we look at the budget. I know this is a technicality
Mhm.
of just,
If we don't need the public hearing, we can cancel it.
you can cancel it, that's fine, okay.
We want to set it so that it gets posted tomorrow so that there's plenty of notice, you know,
And
we,
then we use it if we need to.
right.
Okay.
Okay, any more discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you very much, folks. Okay, we're quickly moving through these business things. Some of these were kind of time critical, which is why we're doing it. I need authorization to approve Ray Palmer Associates to evaluate and repair a leak at the Moriello Pool not to exceed $5,000. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, that's good.
Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, this is a goodie. I need authorization to approve change order number 1 for Whispering Pines to install an additional 1,000 feet of 15-inch high-density polyethylene pipe, 4 knockout catch basins, and 2 knockout manholes on Henry W. Du Bois. The amount is $324,450. The pricing is based on off-contract line item pricing. Do I have a motion? I move that we, she's gonna insist on this. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Do we want any discussion on this?
So this was an unexpected or
It's an issue that has clearly made itself known, that was not included in the overall Henry W. Du Bois Bike Path project, but is related to and was recognized as being part of. And we have the opportunity to fix the problem now and to fix it with the construction crew that's available as a separate contract with the town.
It picks up runoff water, is that what those 15-inch pipes do? The 1,000 feet of 15-inch pipe?
Yes, it brings it down from Oakwood
Okay,
to Prospect. On the
okay,
south side of it.
in the west direction, okay, got it.
There's a big drainage area down there that goes into Trib 13, so there's a big, huge,
Oh, so that's where.
so
it
it's gonna,
enters to?
uh-huh.
Eventually it winds up.
Okay,
Any more questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, authorization to pay an additional $22,225 under the Henry W. Du Bois Bike and Ped Pathways Project for emergency installation of water main valves. Wait, so okay, so I so move. Do I have a second?
Second,
Now you want to,
yeah,
Essie.
just, this is all the information we have on it?
there was, yeah, Chris, do you want to,
Yeah,
it's just,
What's
it
the
gets,
question?
well, it just says 8-inch Mueller valve, open left valve. Where is this work being done? It,
There was actually, that was actually double. One the village had to do, one the town had to do. So what a Mueller valve is the actual main valve. that
Okay.
goes in a water line. And then there's reference to 2 stop valves. That
okay,
have to be put in for it and after it.
okay,
So that this valve can be done live.
got
The
it.
stop valves are just let's say a rubber bladder.
holds the water.
It's not really temporary, but it's more of a temporary fix. The Mueller valve is a permanent fix.
And it's part of what plumbing system? It's,
The water
The
main,
town water system.
it's part of a water main.
town and
Okay.
village.
Just put along a main that goes down Henry W., which the town is reliable.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Right. Any more questions? Okay, some of these things you discover as you start to do construction and dig things up and move things around, and then it's like, oh, that one's leaking, we should fix it now. Okay. All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, this next one, we got a request from the police department about switching their phone service. It's their AT&T. They are on Verizon, as are all of us on our phones with our state contract. But in putting in their new dash cameras, which are upgraded and have more capabilities, it seems that Verizon's capabilities are more limited than AT&T's. And the chief brought me something. So this is the first time I've seen this. I know you haven't seen it. This would apply to the dash cams, but it could also apply to their smartphones as a package. And so apparently, currently with Verizon, for the cell phones, the police department cell phones, they're spending $200 a month. And so for the rest of this year, there would still be $600 to pay, and the modems are $359. So for the rest of the year, there would be $1,077 to pay. That's a total of $1,677 for the rest of this year. For this AT&T thing. Okay, you come explain it now, because I'm still having trouble explaining it. There's a mega range modem. There's a, okay,
So the cell phone service is about, Verizon charges us about $200 a month right now, so the cell phones are actually $9 more. But it's a package deal with the cell phones and the vehicle modems. The vehicle modems are significantly less, so combined, switching to AT&T would save us about $95 a month. And the new Axon cameras that we have, it was explained to me by MCS Tech, our tech people for the town, that Verizon, they refer to it as bogging down their service. So basically it'll make it so the video footage on our new dash cameras will upload to our server. Just by switching to AT&T FirstNet, it'll fix that.
so the thing is that AT&T has a special service that handles these kinds of things,
FirstNet service that's just specific for emergency services.
and Verizon doesn't have this capability. They don't
They
offer it.
learned this actually because Town of Lloyd Police Department recently switched to the same dash cameras, and they had Verizon, and then they had to scramble and quick switch to AT&T because it's, my understanding is that it made it so their system wouldn't operate basically.
Okay, And so as far as we can tell, this wouldn't impact the other cell phones that are on Verizon. They would stay on the Verizon contract or the okay, is that something we need to look into? I know we're getting a state priced.
Other phones.
Okay,
Just
So-
the police phones will be on AT&T.
Just our department cell phone and then
Oh,
the
the dash.
vehicle phones, like, control.
all right.
My understanding, we spoke to a Verizon rep already, we pay month by month, so we wouldn't have to pay that $1,000, that was just budgeting for the rest of the year. We
Okay.
wouldn't we would just pay October's bill. And that would be that.
So Chief, can you explain again the problem that this solves?
So our new, in our patrol cars, we have new dash cameras that are by Axon. They require so much, they have so much data and require so much service that it was explained to me that Verizon basically dials back their service to make it so that we're not taking up too much bandwidth, so to speak. And it makes it so it literally takes days at a time for the video footage from the cars to download to the station,
Okay,
18 feet.
okay, thank you.
Okay, so this was an unknown consequence of upgrading the dash cams. Okay,
But it saves us money.
It saves us money, yeah.
On
it's about-
top of that.
Saves us about $95.
Right. It's more efficient and it saves money.
Amanda, just
So-
bear with me. Questions.
No,
I mean, first, do we need to include a dollar amount with this item? A dollar amount?
oh, I think, yes, I think what we have to include is the price, the monthly price, or what, something about, we have to include something about what it is we're getting. So it says FirstNet for smartphone and vehicle modem data service, and then we can add in here the total after discount for the phones is $209.94.
One thing I would just say with that is the number of cell phone numbers we have fluctuates.
This says number of line 6.
Correct, because that they quoted us for that right now, but if, something happened, we go down to 5, we could go up to 7, that. That's
So it could change.
fluctuates depending on personnel. positions.
All right, I'm gonna write in for 6 phones, and then the FirstNet unlimited data is for 8 UA cars, 8 of those, and it's at $255.92 per month, correct? All right, and it's a month by month. This is also a month by month contract? Okay. All right, we'll get it all in there. Any more questions?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, all right, all in favor?
Hi, Kitty.
Thank you. Okay, and this was the Whispering Pines thing. All right, so I would like to now move to our budget workshop. And I have a lovely, I have to figure out how to do this now.
You want to share?
Yes, I do.
You could do this. Wait a minute. Now,
I have
you
to-
want to go to documents, go to documents, see if they're in the top, says documents. Ah, Now.
So on this, I have to make myself a co-host. Yeah,
Oh,
because I
okay, so
couldn't learn it.
close out share, then you gotta make yourself co-host first. Okay, so you're here, Amanda got it. Click. Yeah, make a host.
Then I can share, but I have to get to. Uh-oh, I gotta close this, wait. To get to share, I have to.
Oh, wait, oh,
Where is the little topper?
wait, you need to
That's-
escape.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Now share.
Okay. Right, okay. Okay, and now I make it look like a slideshow. How do I do that? That showed me how to do that. I don't know how to make it look like a slideshow.
Oh, it's like control. Turn this so you can see.
No,
It should be over here, but you.
there it is, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't want to do. All right, it's not working. You know what? Okay, can y'all see it? You can see it?
We can. So is Rosanna able to monitor if people are in the waiting room?
We'll still see it in
Right.
here.
So Rosanna,
We'll
can you
see.
see the slide show?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. Well, that's actually not the first page. Well, shooty, that's the first page. Is it working? Yeah. Okay, that's the first page.
Ah.
All right. Okay, so this is the 2025 Town of New Paltz budget message for this beginning part of the budget process, which is called the tentative phase. And the tentative phase is actually the first draft. It's built on all of the information we got about expenditures and revenue from all the sources we have, all of our department heads. And after looking at it, our controller and I worked very hard on it to go through and look at all of the items and come up with what we're calling our first draft, that's what the tentative is. So this represents an opportunity to make sure that our services that we provide, which is what governments do, by the way. So governments don't make products, they don't sell things, they don't generate a lot of revenue, but they do provide a lot of services. And so we want to balance that continued delivery of town services, but work with the expenditures that we have. Some we have some control over, some we really don't. They're mandated for us by contracts, by the New York State retirement system, and certain contractual expenses that we have. We use conservative assumptions on both the expenditures and the revenue, and we are trying to do prudent planning for the future as well by continuing to save for larger costs over time. I think this will work. Where is it? Okay, so this is the process for developing the 2025 budget. You want to keep in mind this tentative budget is the first part of this process, and we are actually here on October 3rd now. So in the middle of September, the town staff submitted all the department priorities and budget requests, and then the controller and I started working on this with a lot of long hours and filed it with the town clerk. It's been posted on our website. It's been given to the town board, and they've now started to look at it, so they're ready to work on this workshop. So this workshop, the goal is to come up with the preliminary budget. So take the tentative budget, see whatever changes we need to make, whatever things we want to address, and that becomes the preliminary budget. If we don't achieve it at this meeting, we will have a special meeting before October 17th to do that. We've already set the public hearings for the preliminary budget and for the resolution to override the 2% tax cap if needed. October 17th is the public hearings, and at that point, we will take what we hear from those public hearings and may make adjustments again to the budget, either at that meeting or again, if necessary, at a special meeting. But by November 7th, this is by state requirements, state mandates, we have to approve adopt our budget for the next year and file that with the town clerk. And that budget will take place then on January 1st. Okay, so how does it look right now? There are a lot of different funds that make up the budget, and they have codes. This is municipal budget language, right? So the A fund is the general town and village. Those expenditures and those revenues apply to everything in New Paltz, town and village. And right now in the tentative budget, that expenditure is $11,606,000. Oh no, $11,606,921. There is some non-tax revenue that comes in, about 1.4 million. There is some money that is called the balance and reserve. This is money that came in during 2024 that for whatever reason didn't get spent and is carried over to the next year. And so that leaves us with so if you subtract those from the 11 million, you end up with 9.9 million needed in property taxes. The B fund is the town outside the village, things that are specific only to the town outside the village. That's pretty much our building department. And that budget, the expenditure is $790,365. There's non-tax revenue that the building department raises through fees that they charge for inspections and site, building applications, things like that. 388,910. And then there's some money that was left in the balance and reserve of 401,445. There will be no property taxes supporting that fund. DA is the highway townwide, and that has expenditures of 431,317, some non-tax revenue of 15,611, no balance of reserve, so that leaves property taxes of 415,706 to be raised. The town outside of the village, those are the expenses that apply to the town outside the village, right? 2.298 million 55687. This is taking care of the 60+ miles of roads, streets, bridges, culverts, the buildings and grounds that are specific to the town outside the village. 179,562 in non-tax revenue. We have a balance reserve of 100,000. That leaves 2.019125 million to be raised in property taxes. We then have special districts. One special district is the fire department for the responsibility of the town outside of the village. We have a contract with the village for the fire department where we share the operating cost and the interest, the bond that paid for the new building. Our share is $634,860. There's some non-tax revenue of 4,000. There's no balance or reserve, so that leaves 630,860 to be raised by property taxes. The other special districts that don't include the fire are sewer, water, and drainage that are outside the village. There's 889,352 non-tax revenue that comes from the water and sewer rates that are charged to each of the districts. Takes care of most of that, 815,241. There's a balance reserve of 19,393, so that leaves 54,718 to be raised in property taxes. So here you see the total expenditures, you see the total non-tax revenue, the balance reserve, and the difference is the amount to be raised in property taxes of $13,024,153. The library is separate. The library is its own district. The library has asked for a referendum this year in November. If that referendum were to pass, then it would be $769,000 to the taxpayers. It's a lot to take in. I realize it was a lot to think about when we put this all together. These are not the numbers we started with. Oh no. Here's the numbers we started with, folks. When we had, I'm sorry, but when we had all of the numbers swooming in on us, all of the contractual, union required raises and the health insurance premiums and the state mandated retirement, we were at 9.2% increase over last year. And I said, oh, I will be tarred and feathered. We cannot keep that. So we worked hard. I mean, 12-hour days for 2 weeks. We worked hard and got it down. And this was working with every department, challenging each one to go back and look at what they could do and where could they cut something. Every department I know asked for what they needed to do their job and do it better. And we're not asking them to not do that, but we are asking them, can you still do your job with a little pain? And a couple of the departments were asked to have a lot of pain. The police department was asked to cut at least 100. They cut 111. The highways department was asked to cut at least 100,000. I'm talking not $100, folks, thousands. They cut 126,000. The rescue squad was asked to cut 100,000 of their request, and we will get back to that because they felt that was going to be a significant impact on their ability to do their service. But we got it down to 6.69%. That's still more than everyone paid last year. I recognize that. But it does keep us functioning, providing all the services that New Paltz loves and uses. So today, this will be a chance for this workshop to look at it and see if we make any changes. On the 17th, we will hear from the public about all of this and see if they have significant issues with anything we're doing or amazing ideas that we didn't come up with. And we, we'll see what happens there. And then on the 7th, we have to adopt it.
On the 17th, we can still make changes to the budget?
Yes,
Okay.
until we adopt it. If we make changes to the budget, then we have to either adopt it on that day or we have another special meeting. Sometimes when you hear numbers, you say, okay, what's the impact? Well, our controller can take that and put it in and tell us what is the impact, the rest of us looking at it would take 2 days to try to do the math and make it all work, but she's got it down pat, so she can help us with that. Okay, all right?
So if we adopt this tonight,
No,
if we approve it for public hearing,
if you.
the numbers can only go down
No,
after that?
no.
Okay.
So tonight, you're gonna take the tentative budget that I've worked on really hard and say, you could accept it. I will show you, there are some changes that have come since it was published that we can address. You can accept it, you can change it, whatever. If you can agree to do that tonight, it becomes the preliminary budget and gets posted. If you cannot do it tonight, if you say, I need to work on it more, or I want to hear our controller run some numbers, then we have to have a special meeting between now and the 17th so that we can issue a preliminary budget. Is that clear?
Okay, so
No, do you still have questions?
I'm asking Rosanna, it's
Oh.
easier for me to look at it here than on
All
there.
right, you have to mute yourself though, because it's gonna,
Yeah, mute yourself so you don't get feedback.
mute yourself and turn off your sound,
Right.
or you're gonna hear us in two.
Myself?
Yeah, because when you're on Zoom, you're gonna hear.
When
us.
you're on Zoom, you can,
You have a microphone.
but you also have
and
to
you-
turn off your hear one, whatever it is on your computer. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna admit her.
Oh, okay. There she is. Oh, I think I have to.
There we
admit her.
Mm,
I'm
I
in,
just did.
oh yeah, I'm in charge over there. You're in charge.
No.
And then, when you're ready, can I make just a statement?
Sure, sure, sure.
I'd like to make a statement, because Essie and Kitty, were not
Just don't
part of,
join.
of the
Recording in
New Falls,
progress.
Town Board, Budget Task Force. And we've had a few meetings and we looked at this information. So I myself I might have some advantages, in my understanding. but-
hang on.
I'm sorry,
Wait,
I
Kitty,
have it muted here.
you have to mute your computer there. Okay,
Thank you.
okay, sorry.
I'm
Ed,
sorry,
would you like
everybody.
to start again? Because I think that got over.
I just want to make a comment. that
Yes.
we Did have in process, the board budget task force committee that met.
Mhm.
And we had some wonderful, community members on it.
Yep.
And they made very good, recommendations. And, Don Winchester and Tom Jelliff, worked with us. Actually, one thing, an advantage that I have that the board members don't have is that Tom Jelliff took the budget. And then he created 2 columns on the right indicating what the differences are between 2 years on it, which is an advantage of looking at the budget, if you want to see.
Okay.
So I have that as an advantage here. I have a printout of that for myself.
Right. I think we have that. So we'll get to it when we look at the budget itself. I
Okay.
think it shows the previous year and then it shows that. But, and yes, I was going to acknowledge all of the input that we've been getting to date on this, including helping with these slides. I mean, I gave them content. Dawn did an amazing job with these slides, so I appreciate that very much. Okay, so in fact, here's our favorite pie chart. Okay, so what you see, big blue, that's the A fund, that's the town-wide, all of the expenditures. And you can see we listed and we kind of grouped them into little categories, but that represents health and safety, the police, ambulance, justice, dog control, municipal business, the clerk and the assessor, they serve the town-wide, not just the town, but everyone. Government, the supervisor, the assistant, and the town board. Recreation, pool, community center, sports parks. Social, the youth program, Office of Community Wellness, and the summer camp. Then there's our recycle reuse center, and there are what we call indirect services that are not working as directly with the public as these others do, but under supporting them with all they do, purchasing, finance, legal, engineers, printing and mailing, all that kind of stuff that keeps this running. So yeah, that's the biggie. That's where the bulk of the taxes are supporting all these services. But the highway outside of the village, as you remember, that was 2 million. That's still a big one. That's a lot of equipment. That's a fair number of employees. I guess I should point out that we have 88 employees in the town. And I think about 70 of them are in one of 3 unions. And so all those folks are doing all the work that makes this happen. The highway outside the town is much smaller. Here's the fire department. This is our share of the fire that we split pretty much halfway with the village. These are these other special districts. This is sewer, water, and drainage that is within the town outside the village. Here's general outside the village. So there's the maintenance of the streets, bridges, and culverts, the buildings and grounds, snow removal, and streetlights. But our building department, zoning, code, fire and safety inspections. And also there are indirect services that support all this. So these folks, are the same folks, but they're doing all that. And then here's our library fund. It's a lot of stuff.
This is great. I've been asking for a pie chart for years.
I know,
I'm
and it's your
so
favorite flavor, right? Yes, okay.
Blueberry?
Blueberry.
Just a question, on a previous draft, we had percentages, and I forget why we dropped the percentages.
I don't know, but this is the one we've got. So this is the one we've got.
Okay,
Okay. All right. Now this shows, so the blue bars are the 2024 expenditures. The green bars are the 2025 tentative budget expenditures. So the general fund, that A fund, that big giant part of the pie, has grown this much. The general outside the village is just a little bit. The highway outside the village is almost even. Highway town-wide, so that would be the DA, it's grown a little bit. Fire has just changed a little bit. Those amounts are pretty standard. They're pretty fixed. Sewers, water, and drainage has gone up a little bit. Is this because of Water 5 or something? I'm not sure. Oh, the interest rates. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
The library went up $48,000. So on this scale, it's a little hard to show that there's much change, but there was. So, okay, these are the things that are driving the expenses, but we do have revenues. We do have some amount of money that comes in. So the revenue is, here's the taxes, but here's the non-tax revenues. This comes in from fees, from fines, from state aid, grants, things like that. We were conservative with these because you don't always know if you're going to get the same amount of state aid or the same amount of interest earned on accounts, that we have. So we tried to keep this rather conservative rather than be wildly crazy and then not be able to pay our bills. All right. So like I said, these are our key objectives. There's still several steps left. So we continue to try to balance all of these things in the budget. And that's our job tonight and for the next week or so. All right, shall we get to it? All right, how do we get out of this? Oh, I have to do it over here. Close it. There. Well, I was gonna move to another, okay. Oh, I don't want to leave the meeting. No, I don't.
Before,
It's okay. I'll be interested. Yes, do you have a question, Kitty?
can we review the mandatory expenditures a little bit more? I
Sure.
know when we do the vouchers, we pay state retirement.
That's mandatory.
Was that increased?
Yes, okay. So we were informed that state retirement was going to increase by 18%.
Oh, wow.
But for everyone except police, and police got 22.7%. So even though we have a 2% budget cap, apparently the state retirement system does not. So that's what we can do.
So to comply with the state mandatory
We have no choice.
retirement,
Yeah, we have no
we
choice.
cannot possibly meet the state cap.
Well, it's not 2% of our overall budget, it's a 2% increase of their component of it, but it puts a large, I don't want to say
Expense.
burden, but it puts a large expense on us that we can't control. Contracts, you could say, well, negotiate the contracts. Well, okay. But they come with built-in conditions, which include pay raises, annual pay raises. Unlike a business that's creating product and you go, oh, well, how's the business doing? And then everybody gets raises based on the performance of the business. That's not how it works. So for the folks that are in those unions, they get certain required types of benefits, which are the pay raises, certain, certain requirements for their other benefits, which are the health insurance and so forth, up to a certain, caliber of insurance, and then what those premiums are what they are. So so those are things that that running a government have. Yep. Okay, so I am now trying to share. Okay, what am I doing? Why am I not sharing this? Oh, poop. Why am I not sharing? I'm still,
Sharing something.
yeah, but no, I'm not. Where to go?
Maybe just
You know
stop
what?
Sharing starting.
Okay, but where do I do it? On here? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't see that up there. Okay, yep, I have to start sharing my new screen. Okay, so here is, pretty sure this is it. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is the worksheet, the cover sheet of the tentative budget. And this shows pretty much the same figures that we just saw on the, come on, puppy. Why doesn't he want to? Oh, I don't know.
Are you trying to go down?
I'm trying to go like that, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, there you go. Oops, okay. So this is pretty much the same numbers you saw, but now it's broken out a little bit so you can see more of the, so you don't see the A fund. How did you do it, girl? I can't make it do it again. Oh, with that?
2 fingers.
2 fingers. Oh, man.
Okay,
Okay,
wait, am I in the
I
right
go-
spot? I went down.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so here's the A fund. That's the number that we saw before, the B fund, which is outside the village. Then the highway, townwide, the highway outside the village, and community development. I don't know why that's in there because we don't seem to have it. Special districts, now you can see a little bit more what these. No, it doesn't like me as much as it likes USC. It's not.
Are you?
Oh,
Where's your person? Oh, it's over here. That's why.
okay. I
Now
just wanna-
try it. Now try and move it. Other way.
But I want to go down now.
You
Okay,
don't want to make it smaller.
okay. Okay, so you see that we have 6 sewer districts,
Oh.
5, soon to be 5 water districts, the fire district, and the drainage, which is here called stormwater. So these are those amounts, and the public library. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to know? Well, come on. That's it. Mhm.
Edgar said it doesn't want to show us that page.
That's not the one he didn't want it. He wanted us to show it to. All right, this is really annoying.
Yeah, that one's weird.
Stuck. Stuck.
I've got it.
You've got it?
You're looking for the whole budget?
I'm just working on this page. Interesting.
Click on the enable editing tab up at the top.
Oh, are you talking where Essie is up there? Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
you.
folks. Okay, oh, okay.
what's happening?
What did I, oh, see?
Did you add-
Stop sharing. No, I did it.
No.
I did it.
Oh,
I did it.
There we
Okay,
go. Make it bigger.
all right. So this is the 2005 salaries for elected and appointed officials. So what I can tell you is that most of these folks are not in the union. And so therefore are, okay, we're not. Okay, maybe, oh, too much.
I know it's hard.
Okay. So I made the executive decision, because I'm a supervisor, I can do that. That none of the board, our supervisor would get raises this year. So we are all at the same salary as 2024. I did decide that also any persons who were not union, who were salaried, and had been in their position less than a year would also not get raises because they hadn't been here a full year. So that affected only a handful of people. But the other folks who are elected and appointed, it was felt that it would be fair if the union folks were getting a minimum of 3.5% raise, that these folks would get a 3% raise in recognition of the work they do and how hard it is and inflation and all those other things. So that's what's in my tentative budget as far as that component. And that's, okay. Okay. Now we can go to, do I have to go to another page? I have
I
to
think
unshare
there's
it.
an error in line 13 for community relations specialist. I think that,
We haven't talked about that yet.
well, we're looking at appointed.
Oh, okay, right. No, but okay, that actually, that does represent, I think that one did show a 3% increase because it should be 57,000.
Right.
All right, thank you. Okay, so now I'm gonna stop sharing this one and go to another page. I think I have to do that. Oh. And I am at the, yeah. Where's the rest of it?
What is it? I don't think so.
Yeah, but that's the 2024.
So this is only a piece.
It's only a piece of it. Where's the rest of it?
Click down here too, and there's nothing else open. You need to open it. Did you
Okay.
close this?
I don't know. What is it? It's only
Yeah,
showing
the
this.
cover
It's not
sheet.
showing the expenditures and revenue.
Here.
Okay. Do
that
you want
it?
me to make you a co-host?
I mean, if we can't figure out how to get,
Well, I don't know where it went. It's vanished. So y'all realize
should
I've been
be-
working on this, like on the, maybe it's here.
But
No, oh,
not-
yeah, right, we found it, okay.
Thanks, Kitty.
Expenditures, okay. So this represents about, if you put
Wait,
all
you're
of
not
the,
sharing it though.
I'm not yet, okay. How do I, oh, poopy.
So go back to vision. Sharing. Okay, click that document
This one. Okay,
or double click. Put it-
okay. There, okay. I know this is little, it's tiny.
you can make it bigger.
She's,
Yeah.
did it happen? No?
Oh, I have to enable it.
Oh, yeah. So there's about 11 pages of expenditures and revenues, line by line for all the different categories. It starts with the A fund. Remember, that's the fund for, these are expenditures for the services that are town-wide. So the board and our
Just-
equipment and contractual expenses, the justices, their equipment, contractual expenses, the special prosecutor. Yes, indeed. The, now when it says supervisor personal services, I want to explain, when I used to see the budget and think that meant what? She gets her hair done. No, he gets his hair done, he gets his shoes done. That's not what it means. That is the salary of the supervisor and the supervisor's assistant. Okay, and then equipment, I don't have any, but contractual expense, this is like mailing, printing, stuff like that, that everybody has, shared, okay.
So when you keep saying town-wide, I think it might help for people to
Town
understand.
and village.
That includes the village.
Well, we know that the village is within the town.
Yes, we do, but not
It's good to
everybody,
remind
when you
people.
say town-wide,
It's
would
true.
know that,
Yeah.
right?
Town.
So it's
and
all
village.
14,000
Everybody,
residents.
everybody who lives within the borders of New Paltz, that's right. Okay. Okay, now here comes the tricky part. Okay, all right. We're still in the A fund. Budget, that's part of our finance folks. Purchasing, okay, those are the folks that you can see, they help everybody buy stuff. That means all those invoices that come in get turned into purchase orders, get turned into vouchers, get turned into checks and payments. This is what happens. And they divide this into the different departments that they're servicing, that they're supporting. The assessor is townwide, town and village. All the properties in the town and village are addressed by our assessor's office. The fiscal agent, this is someone that, okay, we have a little bit of money. This is bank charges and fees. The town clerk also supports everyone in the town and village with all kinds of licenses and services that they probably are the most interactive with the public, maybe aside from the police. People are in and out of that office all day, every day, looking for a marriage license, hunting license, dog license, lots of licenses, but also death certificates, genealogy records, all kinds of stuff. Attorneys, yes, we do have attorneys. They do all kinds of stuff for us. And engineers, of course, records management, the Board of Ethics, they work for free, apparently. Okay, yeah. So now when it says buildings, we're not talking the buildings department, we're talking buildings and grounds. So this is taking care of the buildings and grounds that are town and village wide, that the community uses. Central communications, I think everybody can guess about that. Here's a
Just
bunch of-
on that item,
Yeah, which one?
I'll reference the roll number 75.
Oh, okay, wait, oh, Edgar, let me find my little chubby.
It reads, building CE.
That's a contractual expense. CE stands for contractual expense,
Okay,
and the town hall move, we moved out of a building into the trailers. We are still there and we pay rent for those trailers.
so what is the rent for the trailers? Is that line 74, 75?
No, that's line
Okay.
75. It's a lot of money for those trailers. Those lovely, lovely trailers.
Would it be easier if we called it rental instead of move?
It's what it's been for years. That was the move and that's what it is.
I know,
Yeah.
but since it's no longer a move, we hope to move.
Well, we are
Right
not,
now.
no, it is temporary. It is absolutely temporary.
I understand.
No, do you? It is temporary.
But
We will not accept it
so
as a
are
final.
you planning to save $102,000 every year to move?
We are spending that much to
Right.
be moved out of a building into trailers.
Right, so that's our rent,
Change the name of the line.
to rent.
Do you care what it's
Can
called?
we
Does it
do-
matter?
Can we call it rent?
Okay. It was historical when it happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Change is good.
All right, I'll write that down. We're gonna make that change.
So I raised a question that not
Yeah.
clear. So the 2,000, what is the rent? Is it 126,000?
It's 7,000 a month or something?
Eight.
That is the A fund portion of the rent. There's also some in the B fund. So well over $100,000.
A year.
Is that because of the assessor's office and, no, we share
The
that?
assessor's office is in the A fund, and that's part of, we're all part of that rent payment in the A fund. And then there's a piece in the B fund for the building department side of it.
Oh, got it. because-
Yeah.
But then the total rent for that building, for that town hall
Trailer
trailer
complex.
complex.
Mhm.
is how much a year?
Well, we have to look here and then we have to look
I
in the
can,
B
I
fund.
can tell you when we get to the B fund. So remember this number, okay?
Okay.
Remember this number? It is 102, 675. That's from the A fund.
From
We'll
A.
get to the B fund. Okay,
Okay.
For the
Okay.
move.
good question. All right, what else have we got? Oh, oops, oh, it went too fast. I don't want, I mean, do we want to go through these 11 pages line by?
No, no, just I'm just trying to get a number for what it costs us to
Okay,
to rent those trailers a year.
and that's not also what it cost us to
to
run the
maintain it.
electricity,
Right.
to maintain it, and the electricity cost when we moved from a real building, even though it's small and moldy, into these trailers, our electric usage tripled. Because they're not well insulated, they're not, meant to be, yeah. So, yeah, it's time to get out, it sure is. Okay, here we go to B, let's see if we can find it, I don't remember what the code was. Oh, now we're getting into the. I don't remember the code number,
I got it. For building,
81620.
B,
Yeah, I'm in B.
1625.
Go back up. Oh, wait, I'm not to one, duh. Numbers going round and round. 81620. I'm not finding it. Am I in the wrong?
Yeah.
It's close to $10,000.
Yeah, but where is it? Why can I not find it, Jean?
Oh.
I've got 8095 goes to 8510. It's in B, right? Or is it in DB? Shouldn't be in DB.
yeah,
It's a little over 100,000.
Plus 1 and 2
Plus
plus
10.
Plus 10, I
Okay,
just
20.
can't find it at the moment.
10,000.
222 then.
It's in here someplace, but, okay. I don't know, 81620. Oh, 816. Oh,
Okay,
it's,
so it's on page 4.
I found it.
It's not 8920.
Oh, see, that one's.
So it's
right,
about
see,
9,000.
rent. Look at that.
Trailer rent,
Yeah.
okay. Do you want to call it trailer rent?
Yes,
Okay, trailer rent,
then it's consistent.
okay. Okay,
So it's a little bit less than $200,000 a month. For the
a
rental.
year,
that's
A
just
year for the rental
rent,
of the
right.
trailers.
right.
5 years, that's $1 million.
Oh, we've been
And
there.
that's just for the rent of the
I
trailer.
get it,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
just the rental.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not the utilities, it's not the service of
That's right.
maintaining, the people that come into contract.
Right,
It's not our employees getting sick, in the building.
so these are things we want to work on as our forward-looking projects that we need to look forward to and plan for.
Right.
And we need to plan for the financial part of it. We need to plan for the design of it, for the needs that we have to meet. Yeah, so all that kind of stuff.
Do we budget anything at this time for those planning purposes?
We have not at this point, we need to start.
We still know.
Not
We have it, but we
specifically,
need to.
not specifically, but we need to start. Yep, okay. Okay, so there's so many, is there anything particular that anybody wants to look at in any of these particular funds?
I have to get back into my, I did send a bunch of questions.
You did?
You said all good questions.
Oh, I forgot about that, Kitty, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So, but I have the budget open in my mail, so I have to figure out another way to find those questions. Wonder if I can open that twice.
I appreciate everybody here bearing with us as we go through this. It's important that people see what they need to see, ask what they want to ask. And we're going to get to some specifics about some particulars that have changed since I did this that we need to talk about. Okay, those are questions.
Is there a way, we have an asterisk on the cover page
Mhm.
that shows, I think, a note about Moriello. Is there a way to just on that cover page,
Mhm.
to have an ambulance that just shows, to have an asterisk that says just below that, what the ambulance, police, and I would love to see state retirement. I don't know if we can break that out. But just because, you know, we go right from the cover sheet to the special districts,
Mhm.
sewer districts and water districts, which are not necessarily something that every resident of our town looks at when they look at the budget. And I know that we go into detail later on,
Mhm.
but is there a way right at the top of that cover sheet, just below the special districts, where we can just put that number that we saw in the pie chart, if we can break that out into ambulance and police right at the top? No, there's a formula that we have to stick to, and that's it.
Right. In my message, if that's something we want to add to the budget message, we can do something there.
Okay,
Right,
okay.
okay? It's not, is it my message? It's our message.
Justice personal services have gone up. Are we gonna be able to hire a new clerk? Is that?
So
Oh.
okay, one of the things the Justice Department asked for, so their workload has returned to pre-pandemic levels when they had more clerical help. They currently have 2 full-time clerks working overtime to keep up with the load. The justices meet on Tuesday and Wednesday evening every week, and between those 2 evenings, review between 100 and 120 cases every week. And that is a significant load that the clerks have to keep up with. It's a lot. And those clerical work are pretty significant because they're not something you can make a mistake on. If there's a clerical error in processing the cases, it could get thrown out of court. And someone, a bad person can just be walk free because of a clerical error. So we, if the rest of us make a clerical error, we get out the whiteout and we can fix it, or we can, like I made a mistake here, we can do it again. They don't get that chance. So they had asked for a full additional clerk, and what I put in the tentative budget was for a half,
Okay,
and that's what's there right now.
okay.
And just to justify that, when you come to the window, I think that they've cut back on their hours because of the limited staff that they have.
Mhm.
Well, part of what they do is for instance, they don't take phone calls in the morning because they can't keep stopping what they're doing, something they have to work through their workload. So, they have to be, there's someone here tonight who's working overtime tonight, I know. So, that's what they've asked for. And so that's something that we can consider. They asked for a full person. I gave them a half, so we can talk about that. Okay, what are the other questions?
Oh, yeah, it would be great if we could see the ambulance budget. I know they are their own nonprofit,
Mhm.
so their board of directors approves salaries, benefits. But it'd be good to see their budget so we understand how many full-time employees, how many part-time, how many ASL, how many BSL, what.
Okay, so I think
So-
that's a good thing to ask for. We will be looking at re-signing the contract in November, right? And so between now and November, if that information can be provided to the board to help us when we talk
Right.
about the contract, that would be very useful.
But it's in the budget right now. It's in the preliminary budget. We've gone from 239 the year before to 439 to 539 or 639.
So we're going to talk about that.
Okay,
Right now, tentative, it's 539, but we need to talk about that and where we want to see our contract in November.
I don't know if this has always bugged me, but every single department has its own retirement line, and I went through and one of them is 3 million, one of them is 248. Is there a way we can just say, take all of those state retirement numbers and just have that be its own number somewhere? I know you have to break it down by department, but I can't get my head around how much of that great big circle is state retirement, which is mandatory and union, and I don't, I may be asking, so,
So that's on page 3, okay, in the A fund. So the police retirement is entirely in the A fund. But
page,
the regular retirement. Do you see
Alright.
that bottom of page 3?
So I don't
What
have
line?
page numbers, so what line
You have a
number? do you
line?
know
Yeah,
the
I
line
need
number?
Yeah, roll number.
I wasn't even close. 220.
okay,
Okay, there's state retirement, then there's police and fire together. And then there's, yeah,
So the police in its entirety is charged to the A fund.
right,
But the rest of the employees, that A fund state retirement is only the employees in the A fund. Because
Then there's the
state
B.
retirement is also in B,
Mhm.
DA,
I know.
DB, and whatever.
and all the
else.
S's. Now,
So,
did we take the fire out of here though? Because this is just police, right? We decide that fire is not included because that's that
it's the
contract,
one retirement.
right? But our fire actually isn't in there because we're paying the village, we're paying half and half, so it's, no, is that? Don't we have SFD, wouldn't it be in there?
No, the retirement fund is called the police and retirement.
The police and
literally
fire,
the Name of it.
that's the name of it,
Correct. So if you want me to remove the word retirement,
but it's just the police, right?
it's just
Just
the
the
police.
Okay, okay, so that's another one where we can change the name, take out fire. I know, I had removed it on one of my papers at one time.
So
So this tells you all of that, but not broken down by.
I know, if I
Department,
were to
but it
search for
tells
the
it's an
word
A.
retirement
Mhm.
here, it would come up like
A
50
million
times.
times.
That's right.
You know, and so could we take those, just so we have an idea, you know, we're paying all of the retired employees who worked hard for the town for
That's
20.
retirement, that's in medical. We're not contributing to the retirement system for our retirees anymore.
Right.
Because they're
We're
pulling out.
contributing to their medical.
Right, but we pay their
Medical.
retirement.
No, we,
We pay
no,
their-
so
Once they retire,
we pay into it while they're
it's all
working.
Yeah.
It's like social security, like
But-
you don't pay social
But we
security.
pay the Medicare, right? The, whatever the state medical thing is, right? We get a whole list of all the retired, right?
Medicare
pay their-
fee.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
We do pay that.
So I don't know that people understand that, you know, we don't pay our employees a huge amount of money,
Mhm.
but we do take care of them after they retire.
I mean, look at the medical
That's
insurance line
fair,
right here.
right?
Yeah.
It's over $2 million for
Right,
medical
so-
insurance,
There you go.
Right.
right? Okay, those are good questions.
I think I had another one.
So I still don't understand what it is you need.
Still don't what?
So what it is you're looking for.
Do you want to be able to take the A, the B, and all the S's and pull them together?
Yeah, just,
Okay, you know what? That's not that hard to do
right.
because there's only 11 S's to deal with.
Okay, I started doing it and then
There's 15.
I
You quit?
moved on
You
to
sissy.
another thing. So we're gonna get a proposal
Sorry, I
from
didn't-
Bill for the Bill Russell for his budget with salaries and all that. We'll see something from,
Well, so he, as every department head, he gave me his
Jeez.
expected expenditures. We sat down and I took my little red marker and we went through some things and made changes there, and that's what's reflected here. So his budget, like everyone else's, has seen some cuts as to, you know, what he's gonna be given to spend.
so you feel that based on what you've seen, that is an appropriate amount for us to put forward?
I feel
Because we
that,
haven't seen what you saw.
well, what I can tell you is that what it represents now is not what he asked for. We can, it's hard to pull all of the pool parts out and compare them from 24 to 25. but We could do that if you want. Like every other service, with the exception of the building department, nobody supports themselves with whatever fees they
right.
charge. You know, so it's not unusual that any of these programs are, even though they're taking in memberships, there's no way that the memberships, based on the small number of people we have in this community and what, we can charge on top of the taxes they already pay, can be, can pay for all of these wonderful services. So we have to keep
Exactly.
that in mind.
I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that, I don't know how many young people work as lifeguards or, taking tickets. And I just want to get the word out, maybe through Jim Tinger,
Mhm.
that these are great jobs
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
kids can walk to them in
Right.
the village. And I
Right.
just want to make sure that we're, they pay between $17 and $19 an hour.
Mhm.
And,
For
I just
3
want to
months
get the
a-
word out that,
Yeah.
I'm-
He tends to hire, I think we had 50 or 52 students added to personnel for the summer. They don't all work certainly it's because they go on vacation, they do other things.
and
And
they have
so
shifts.
they have shifts there. It's open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. From Memorial Day weekend to Labor Day weekend. And yeah, to make sure he has enough kids signed up. August gets tough because it's the end of the summer and
Yeah.
families go on vacation and school's going to start and kids start to lose interest or whatever, they're taken away with other activities. And so he tries to, have enough signed up that some hopefully will be available towards the end.
So before we proceed, Kitty's request, her request is to sort of have a separate schedule that collapses together certain costs that are related to fringe benefits. In other words, Medicare, medical, is that what you're asking for? Is that what we've agreed to?
Well, I hadn't gone
That's what
as far as Medicare. I just think that, when you go through it line by line by line, every department has its own retirement thing. I just think it would help those residents who are fascinated by our budget process if they could see, here's what we pay in state retirement every year. Here, it's broken out in a dozen different places, but the sum total is this amount. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that'd be great. That's not possible. I mean, I'm looking at,
That's without the police.
I'm looking at 3 million.
Right.
We're not looking at it. I'll ask you
Okay.
that.
Yeah, I think
don't
you're
know
looking
what
at
I'm looking
medical.
To
I
be
think you're
honest,
looking at
so I
medical.
will come in and ask you,
Okay.
but I've seen numbers are
Okay.
3 million and such, so
So
I'm not
these
gonna
are,
waste anybody's time on this until Jean tells me what I am actually looking.
these are some of the things the budget task force can look at. They've been trying to pull some of these bits and pieces out already. I'm working on it. I haven't brought that with me today because I wanted to, kind of.
So I'd like to continue that kind
Yeah.
of thought. So I hear what you were asking for, Kitty, which is one way of conceptualizing
Mm-hmm,
in a summary fashion for yourself and
mm-hmm,
and for the folks out there to understand. In the budget task force, we also had a different kind of discussion. We talked about looking at the budget, the strengths and weaknesses of looking at it by department. And reviewing the departments, you also will look at what I call the fringe benefits also. Then you will see the totality of the expenses for a particular
Mhm.
department. It was a
Yeah,
consideration.
that gets more,
Yeah, and
wonky.
we did some numbers and I think we kind of put it off for maybe for the future.
yeah, that's, doing it by fund is one thing, because you only have so many funds to deal with, A, B, highway, A, B, and then the S's. But when you start doing it down by departments, that A fund, you saw how many departments were in the A fund? There must be 20 departments in the A fund. So then it starts to get really picking little pieces out. And it's not that it's impossible to do. If you have a, kid you want to punish and make them do Excel on a Saturday, you can have them do it. I mean, it's like.
Well, we have someone, Tom Jelliff, that started that process.
Yeah.
Of looking at the numbers and you can, by departments, theoretically, you can look at all these salaries, fringe benefits, and other costs. I mean, you can even throw in there, debt service associated with a particular department as a way of looking at what does that particular department cost us. But again, that's not something that we're asking to do at this time. It's something, a consideration, discussion that has occurred in the budget task force for the future as a way for for ourselves and for the public to better understand the budget, to look at it through different lenses, if you would.
So it's something that we can talk about and put benefit versus cost in manpower to, and see what, what we can do right now. Okay, what else? Did you have other questions? Since Kitty
Is it
worked on this.
possible for the town to certify lifeguards? Or maybe SUNY, so kids who can't get up to Kingston to the Y could get certified for those jobs?
I don't know that they have to go to the Y. I'm not sure if there was something could be done at county.
I thought Bill could do it.
Certify as a life?
They have to do a whole course. It's not like, you have to
Yeah,
pass a
but I
test and
mean,
do
it's
certain
gotta be
stuff.
great.
Aha. Okay.
Okay,
Bill did it.
is that one element of lifeguarding or?
Can you ask him?
They have to-
I'm sure Bill does.
Yeah. You're supposed to take a course.
Okay, but the rescue squad can do the CPR part, which is actually a requirement for even the kids who take
The
tickets at the
ticket,
gate.
yeah, everybody there should have it. We can ask Bill. I mean, I've I've been certified a long time ago. And there's
Supervisor dives in.
well, you have to be able to swim a mile. You have to
Yeah.
be able to do this with your, tread
Yeah.
water with your hands up for 15 minutes. You have to be able to go down 10 feet in the pool and bring up the weight and all that.
Yeah.
So he may have times when he does that. I don't know if he's able
If
to
he
do
doesn't,
it.
maybe, I will ask SUNY. It would
Okay.
just be great for
Well,
kids. who
let's start with
can't-
asking Bill.
You should ask
Start
Bill
with asking
first.
Bill.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Okay, what
Okay.
else? What other questions?
That's
do-
it.
Okay. All right, what else would somebody else like to look at? We don't want to, I have a couple of things we do have to talk
Right.
about.
Let's do
Um,
it.
You ready to do that?
Mhm.
The changes since this was put out. Where's my little piece of paper? Shoot, okay, maybe it's in here. Oh. I printed this out like, oh, here we go. Okay, so since this was done, there's been a couple of proposals. One is that in the, it's called Public Health, which is essentially the Office of Community Wellness, that there be some restructuring. So currently, instead of having a single full-time relations specialist that's being paid in this, here it said 60,000. I think that would have included the 3% raise of 57,000. Instead of having a single person in that role with that salary and benefits, that be restructured to have 2 consultants. Consultants are not even part-time employees. They do not get benefits at all. And then a part-time person at 15 hours a week, which would again put them below the benefits level. So we would save not quite $40,000 between so still paying,
So we have part-time and 2 contractual.
right. And that would, instead of that salary and benefits being taken care of one person with one set of competencies and skills, it would add competencies and skills, but none of those, were seen as needing to be full-time.
Amanda, which item number is that, which row?
It is, I can tell you, item number is 4050 in the
No,
A.
no, I meant the
On
137.
130.
You want to go find it,
137, 1,
0.1.
and then 138, 139. So, saving money always sounds good. I'd like to see the proposals and the job descriptions for how those.
The one job description doesn't change, it just becomes part-time, the others
Well,
are
I'd still like to
contractual.
see it because we had a job description when we hired that, as a full-time person, and clearly that job can,
So that
I'd just
job
like
des-
to see the new job descriptions.
But that job description would stay the same, you're saying?
That
It would
stays the
just be a
same. So
part-time
that
position.
Job that was originally full-time can be done.
Is
And-
being restructured, looking at this is a fairly
the
new
job-
position and what was needed, some recognition that there could be some improvements in the way things happen there. And to take the money from that position and spread it among other competencies that are not there right now.
Which are, what? are the
Bilingual,
others?
bilingual translations,
Would be,
Spanish.
I mean, in what capacity? That we have somebody in the
Translations,
office?
someone who
Would we
would
have
be,
office hours?
this person is a contractor and would be brought in when needed. To
Okay,
be at
I'd like to talk
events,
about
could be
that. I have had
Possibly.
lots of people say, could we have office hours? If we could have a bilingual person have office hours so that people who are having trouble understanding their tax bill or an
that's
eviction notice-
beyond this,
Yeah, that's
that's
not-
beyond the scope of this.
Well, if
project.
somebody can translate for them.
But
that would
that's
be-
beyond the scope of what this,
But that is a
function is.
wellness, I mean, if somebody is getting an eviction notice that they can't read, if we had office hours where they could have someone read it to them and explain it to them, that would be huge.
that
I
is
don't
a,
disagree with that.
that's a good point, but I think then we need to find where that fits in
Well,
the,
that's why we need to see, I would love to see office hours, to be able to tell our Latin-speaking community.
But
If
does
you
that
have a
need to be
doc-
in Office of Community Wellness? Does that need to be in
It's
that
someplace
office?
else.
Because I would love to see that too, but I don't want it just in that office. I would like to see that.
in
to be
town hall.
Useful, right? For,
Well, then maybe, I don't know, I mean, I haven't seen the job description, so I don't know what this
This is
person is gonna do.
strictly,
But you have to-
strictly for the Office of Community Wellness's functions
right.
to have bilingual competency in both simultaneous translations at events and also with, making
with the
materials.
Materials, right.
Right,
The
it
new
is not
records,
supporting the rest of town hall as a whole. It's a great idea.
Yes,
But it
I
needs to
agree.
be a different function in a
Yeah.
different, yeah.
If I may,
Please.
We have people in town hall who freely and willingly translate
Love that.
Spanish.
Fabulous.
Employees.
We should
Yeah.
advertise that.
They just come in, people, water and sewer.
Wow.
bills, Anything.
We do
Great.
have a
And
bilingual
we have
person in.
people. that
That's
come in.
wonderful, I did not know that.
This is not a new concept.
It's new to me, so I'm very glad to hear
I
it.
think probably what happens is if someone comes in who's having, we know who to go get, sitting in the trailer. They're doing their other job, but they can come in and help. So they don't just sit
Right,
there
well, I would
waiting.
just- yeah, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, I would like to understand how many hours each of these new things are gonna be broken down into
It's,
and what they're gonna do. And I would rather see it in a proposal from the department head, okay? Thank you.
okay, we're gonna have a special meeting then,
We're
folks, to
gonna have
finish
special
this.
meetings, so then
Okay.
we should
Why?
stay
I
in
mean,
this-
I'm not
Because they're
saying,
not here and we can't
but
do this tonight, so
we
we have
can
to do
leave
it.
the amount of money in here and get a description of how.
But what if you decide you don't like it and then we?
Then
that
you
amount of
can
money we
always
don't-
reduce it later, you just can't increase it, right? So,
You can do both. The changes.
Change is a
Yeah,
change.
you can reduce or increase.
but when this moves to the
We
next,
shouldn't increase, but we could.
well, I don't, can we increase from here,
Yes,
from this point on?
changes are
I thought
changes.
once we had,
Not. What do you actually change tonight? If you
Yeah,
don't
we're getting ready
have
to talk about
special-
it. We're
if
getting ready
you
to talk
come to the Illinois budget, then you have your public hearing. And then you take the public input.
Things could go up or
and
down.
you make more decisions up or
I agree.
down.
with you. We're gonna have to have a special meeting. This is not happening.
Okay, so this is a concept. This is a change that came up. It was being kind of conceptualized before I did the tentative budget, but it hadn't gotten worked out to this extent. So another change that has come up is that, okay,
Hate to do this to you, but I need to go back to the basics here. So item 137, public health, other, is the community wellness office.
Yes.
yeah.
And the numbers that are here are from 24, it went up to 151.
Because they
Uh-huh.
brought in a full-time person.
But
Okay,
we're gonna move that
and that office consists of one full-time professional and
two at the moment.
two at the moment.
Two
Yeah.
Okay.
full-time, two full-time.
But we have a proposal now that they want one full-time, one part-time, two contractors. who are not
One,
employees.
one full-time continues, and
Yes,
then
one part-time,
one part-time,
2 contractors,
and then 2 contracted to the, okay,
Right,
to the
and-
third one.
which would be a department of 4. Well, really.
Well,
2.
not really, still one
Two.
and, one and,
2.
one and not
Yeah.
even a half.
Yeah, it's
So
contractors. not
where
employees.
is the savings then from last year to this year?
We didn't have that in there.
This was,
It's
this
not
is since I did that, this is new.
And what would the new numbers look like?
So the new number would be saving $38,041.
So I was subtract 38 from the 151.
Right,
Well, that's a big hit for that small department.
It's their proposal.
Well,
it's their deposit.
Right, I mean,
They proposed that.
Mhm.
Yes,
Because the
year-
benefits are out, it's not just the salary,
right.
Okay,
it's the medical and the vacation,
so
you know.
it's savings, okay.
Yeah.
And it will diversify the skills.
Okay.
More people doing different things.
Just to add to Kitty's concern about translation, I witnessed at the big event that they had at the Field of Dreams, they actually had a machine that could, with someone doing simultaneous interpretation, and there were Spanish-speaking people that didn't speak English, and they wore, earphones, and in real time, they were able to hear the activities that were going on. They were being translated from English to Spanish, simultaneous interpretation.
Yeah.
And so you had a professional person with a machine, and the public members that spoke only Spanish had earphones and they could
And
hear
that's
the
exactly, that's this consultant that we're talking, that's the consultant we're talking about.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Right.
I saw it, it worked, I was
Yeah.
very much impressed by it.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Another change, since I put this together, because I was trying very hard to hit some of our larger funds, was to ask for, the $100,000 reduction. And so I went to the ambulance squad, and Matt was able to explain to me why that would be a real burden for them.
Hmm.
So the request is to put, so I had left 100,000, they asked for 200, I left 100,000, and they're asking for this 100,000 to be returned. And one of the things that we can think about is that if we return it to the budget now, we still have the contract negotiations to go through to understand where this money is going and what's it supporting. So we have a better understanding of it. We can't put it in after we adopt the budget, but if it's there now, we determine how much of it we,
May I ask for the item number? Which row is it?
142, line
What is it?
142. Line
142.
142.
it's right on the screen right now.
The roll number.
The row number 142.
142.
It's on the screen right now, yeah. So there you see the ambulance, there you see the 539 is the result of providing 100,000, not 200,000. So 200,000, it would go to 639.
The request was for 2?
Yeah.
And we're showing 1.
Right now, because this, I thought about more after I published that
Mhm.
and realized that if we put it in, we have it there to determine with the contract what we feel.
So you're proposing we put another 100 in?
Yeah. Another change,
I'm sorry.
oh, go ahead,
So, the new amount will be how much?
639.
Did
639,000.
I hear that?
Oh.
I'm kind of, and the rationale for doubling it?
It's what was explained to me is required for them to run their service without being in the red. So in other words, for them not running at a deficit. But we can talk about that he's here. Would you like to ask?
Yeah, yes,
the chief
actually.
to-
Are we the only stream of revenue for you?
Oh, they have other contracts.
Okay,
Our budget is, just about 3 million. Most of our revenue comes from billing patients. But that's not nearly enough. For example, if you have private insurance and we take you to the hospital and we bill you $1,800, good private insurance is gonna pay $1,800. If you have Medicare or Medicaid, you're gonna pay roughly $200 or $300 for the same exact ride, the same exact bill.
Mhm.
So the town is subsidizing the lack of insurance. Or a better way to look at it, the town should be paying for our readiness to respond for calls. And insurance pays for the ambulance, the transport, the disposables, things like that.
Did I hear a discussion earlier that we're asking for more information from this department?
Well, so a more detailed budget of how the expenditures go, just so that we're informed as to, how they have a mix of paid and volunteer
Right.
employees, what are their salaries, what are their benefits, just explanation. My understanding is they have paramedics who work with the advanced life support trucks. And then they have EMTs who work with the basic life support. So when a call comes in, the dispatcher kind of decides which it needs and sends out the appropriate one. If they end up not transporting, even though our governor has now increased the ability to transport to not more than hospitals, they still have to transport. If they take someone to urgent care, whatever, they can bill. If they're told, no, I don't want to go, they go home, but their cost to take their personnel and their equipment to that, person have still been expended. And then I know what happens is they send out a thing saying, boy, I hope you really appreciate what we did. Would you like to make a donation? And I sent $100. I had no idea it was like an $1,800, service that showed up when my husband was sick. And we said, no, don't take him to the emergency room. So, yeah. But it's just, they have a contract with Lloyd. And my understanding is Lloyd has right there an ambulance and a crew in Lloyd, ready to serve Lloyd. And one in New Paltz, we have two ready to serve New Paltz, two ambulances and crew. And Lloyd is paying $600,000 a year.
Well, I'd like to add a request that I
Sure.
made in the past.
Sure.
And the request that I made in the past was that as a new board member with fiduciary responsibilities, I'm often making decisions without a complete picture and a complete understanding. And the board granted me permission to meet with the different facilities that
Right.
we have, so I can get a tour of fire. I don't know if you can approve the firehouse, but the police department, the highway department, etc. And I would like to extend that if it's possible to get a better understanding of the budgetary, needs that they have. when
Well,
when
I
meet with
think
them.
that's what we're
Fair.
asking for the whole board to
Right.
do in this particular case. And I think we need to do it with the library, and I think we need with
Right,
some others.
exactly.
And I
Well,
think,
the- There is a slight difference. I mean, the Rescue Squad is a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And the library is a nonprofit.
Yes.
But the library is going to a referendum.
Yes.
They have, their
It's a
board has said,
district,
this
yeah.
is the amount of money we're asking taxpayers to pay.
Right.
And taxpayers will decide whether or not to do that. Has your board passed its budget yet that will help us work on this?
Given the supervisor, the preliminary, just now, they haven't passed our budget yet, because we're
Okay, I don't, are you a board member? I don't know who you are.
He's the chief.
he's the-
I'm the chief, CEO.
Oh,
this is Matt Goodnow.
you look so different.
Lost my-
Ah, I'm sorry.
He's taller
I
too. He
just-
got
did you get
taller.
taller?
Uh,
Holy
So
cow.
we haven't approved our budget yet because we're going to hear more from you guys, because we are that close to being in the red, that $100,000 makes that big of a difference.
Okay,
As it does every year.
Yeah.
and
We did
so,
have this discussion
so
every year.
Lloyd is contributing,
Lloyd contributes for their ambulance.
right? What about our other neighbors? Does Rosendale just totally have its own and,
So, we operate with what they're called their certificate of need.
Yeah.
Certificate of need we have is specifically for the village and the town of New Paltz. What's happened with Lloyd is Lloyd went and got their own, it gave them the opportunity to work with us instead of the commercial providers. Lloyd was quoted $1.1 million for the same service that we're giving them for $600,000. As I told the supervisor, your quote would be around $2 million for the service that we're providing you for half. The certificate we have, we do not have the opportunity to enter into contracts outside of our certificate. So, for example, when we go to Gardner, We're doing that under the Ulster County Mutual Aid Plan, which is in the event that nobody else is available. Then we are legally allowed to do that to bill the resident or their insurance for that call. We have no legal authority to bill with those towns directly.
So does Gardner have its own ambulance?
They do.
And so if their ambulance can't respond to a call under mutual,
Often what happens is they're ALS, advanced life support, we're responding, whether they're not available or if the patient needs a paramedic, we're responding with the paramedic to get the patient the required care. they need.
so Gardner doesn't have a paramedic, is that?
Oh, no, the closest town with paramedic on staff is gonna be Ellenville, Sardi's, Woodstock,
And us,
Chandaken.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm just trying to understand the certificate of need, because that sounds like the sort of golden ticket, like if everybody that, excuse me,
We applied for an expansion of our certificate 5 years ago. And we were denied.
New Paltz,
Like to who?
but Lloyd got one.
Well, that's a different, New Paltz Rescue would apply for an expansion of our certificate, which requires the region, which is made up of 7 counties, to approve it before it goes to the state, and the state has to approve it from there.
Right.
The region denied our request, stating there wasn't enough proof of need. Partially because there are commercial providers in the area that hold certificates, whether they're using them or not.
Paul person, stand up.
Okay,
So,
thank you. I
Thank you.
don't want to, I know we've got a lot to do. I know that you know the stuff inside out and we'll get more details when we get closer to contract. Thank you. And I apologize for not recognizing you. My goodness.
Okay, moving on to another change that I had not included in the 2025 budget is $12,500 to be used towards our part of the consolidation study for the consultant LaBerge.
Is that a? It's in here already?
No, sir, these are
These are-
these are all changes since that got done. So
Addition,
these are changes that I'm bringing to you today. You can
Right.
decide if you want to include them or not.
And that will end up on which line, Peter?
It would end up, I can't tell you the line number, I can tell you the item number.
Okay.
80292. It says grants writer, but it's really gonna be consolidation consultant. Okay. Then there's,
Assuming that would go in the B fund.
it's in the B fund, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's in the B fund.
Okay.
Now I'm getting into the SWE. So this is for transmission and distribution contractual expenses. This has to do with, this is for Water District 5. This is the new, everybody know what that is? Plains Road? Yep, okay. So it is getting so close that sometime next year, it is going to need to have electricity and Central Hudson, which runs the auto dialer thing and all that. So there is an addition of $6,488 that will be repaid by sales, so it has no impact on the taxes, but it has to be in the lines. So it has to be in the budget so that we can spend the money and charge the rates to create it. So those are additions.
Mhm.
So one thing I need to know is, yeah, do you want to accept all of these changes, none of these changes, some of these changes? Because we have to do it before the
the
hearing.
hearing,
Yeah.
needs to go in.
Mhm. I don't think we have any choice on this. This one doesn't make any difference. We just have to put it in.
I say yes to all.
All right. Okay, well, we can
Can
have,
still make changes.
we can have a motion to accept these changes. We can have a discussion of these changes. We can vote on the changes.
We just had a,
Can you
Great
recap them
discussion.
briefly?
Yeah.
In just a
Okay.
few words, A, B, C, D.
Okay. Okay, the first one is all in the A fund and it has to do with restructuring in the Office of Community Wellness.
Okay.
Okay. The next one is in the A fund. It has to budgeting for another 100,000 for the ambulance squad and pending our contract negotiations. Then in the B fund is the amount to cover the consolidation study, our component,
How much is that?
12,500.
Okay, I know that.
Okay.
I'm familiar with that.
Right. And then the last one is in the water district for Water District 5 to have put into the budget the operating expenses and then to put in the, you know, the revenue to charge for those
And
expenses.
eventually the customers pay for that
Right.
cost. Okay.
All right, so that's 4 changes. Do I have a motion to accept the 4 changes?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Edgar.
More discussion?
Nope.
Do you want to vote?
Okay.
Aye.
Yeah.
All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much. Rosanna, did you get that?
Got it, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Do we want to discuss any other changes to the tentative budget? Or are we accepting it with these modifications?
Yes.
Oh, wait,
Well,
wait, someone,
So the
public
B
comment.
fund-
The B fund.
you did
the
change,
B fund is 12,000.
Mhm.
It's an increase, but I don't want to increase taxes. What I'd like to do is
Oh.
reduce this contingency line by the 12,500.
In the B
There'll
fund.
still be a $0 tax impact. I don't want to do that without voting.
Sold.
Do you know how much the contingency fund is in the B fund? I could go find it.
you have any idea what
Number it is.
number or page that would be?
It seems like, I know it's not a lot in the B fund. Can't remember, if it's like 50,000 or something like that.
Line 294. We're just
294.
gonna reduce that by the 12,500.
Okay, so it's 40,000 and we're gonna reduce it by 12,500. Okay, can we wait for our other council person to get out? Anybody else need to take a break? You're all,
Or have a proposal.
thank you all for being here. Thank you for your patience, your input, and your forbearance. Budgets ain't easy. Okay. So Edgar, take a look at line, take a light at 294. Line number 294. In the B fund.
I have contingent account,
Yep, you got it.
40,000.
Right. So to cover the $12,500, to take it out of there so we don't increase taxes by that amount. Okay,
Thank you.
Okay. with
all
that.
right,
Yes.
all right. Any other
Oh,
changes?
I did have a question about the special prosecutor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah,
had
lots of questions.
Reduced that from 40,000 to 30,000.
Only because it's an hourly rate and we don't, I mean, I looked at what we paid last year in 24,024. And so I said, well, it's about that much, but it could be up or down. If their numbers are going up, it may turn out that we've, you
Right,
know,
'cause it depends on how many hours they actually spend.
right. And since the person doesn't turn in their any time sheets
So,
Really? But they
until the
bill?
end of the year.
Oh,
no.
yeah. Well, we can-
so maybe the chief can help me understand this. So the state police give somebody a ticket of some sort and they come to our court and we pay to prosecute that ticket
Right,
for the state?
yep. You
What a
got it.
deal. For the state.
I was gonna say, I don't know why you're asking him. That's just.
Well, because I thought he might
I mean,
be able to say, you're
right.
crazy, but I don't know. Uh-huh, okay, that's how that works.
That's how it works.
Does that work in?
Everywhere.
That is?
Yes.
Well, it just started.
Yeah.
No, it didn't just
It
start.
just started, let me finish my sentence, please, in Gardner. Right?
Well, that's statewide though.
It is.
Every,
what they do.
every court has to have a special
They do
prosecutor.
not prosecute
for
their
the state.
tickets.
My
I guess if
goodness.
they didn't have one and they didn't prosecute any state police tickets, then that fine money and,
I
you
would
know,
We refused.
Okay,
well, I wondered about that. But what if we say,
We have our own police.
well, but they don't do the highway, this throughway, they don't do, the state police do between here and Lloyd and stuff like that.
Okay with that.
is this what they call an unfunded mandate?
No, this is called Essie's getting wild over here. She's like, it's getting late and she's going nuts.
Oh,
I'm just asking. just
No, it's-
wondering what
I
happens if
think
we
it's-
Don't put it in our budget.
Well, I think it's a
That's
good
the question.
question because I'm not sure what brilliant minds decided that the state police would not pay overtime to show up in court for their tickets. This guy instead would, and all the little towns would pay for it, you know?
Now to compound, what about the sheriff's office?
County,
Gives out a ticket.
there's
Do
county,
They need a special prosecutor?
not that guy, no, they have the,
Just for the state.
they have the
police.
assistant DA or something, I guess, takes care of that.
Sheriff handled that.
Yeah, they handle their own.
So I don't know, somebody thought it would be a way to save state money by passing it on to us, but we don't, I don't know how much of whatever fines they're, imposed, I don't know how much, if
Right.
any, comes back to us.
But by the time those fines get paid.
Oh,
and
yeah,
The state gets their piece. And
yeah, it's
so
pennies.
I don't know. I would just like the state to give us $40,000. If that's what they want us to put in the budget, or $30,000 or whatever it is.
I was thinking that I would start to bring this up with our state representatives
thinking
to
the same
say
thing.
what's going
And
on with
maybe,
this.
yeah, the supervisors meetings, because,
Well, I
They're
did,
all doing the same thing.
yeah, I mean, I did ask about it. There seemed to be a lot of
They're all
confusion.
okay.
I can tell you Gardner did not know why they were getting, they said the judges proposed it. That
Yeah,
they
I mean, they
suggested-
just created that
judges
position
told
in
them-
Gardner.
They just hired it. I don't know if they used to have one and they lost them, or if they just never dealt with the cases, the fines or whatever. Okay, what else you got, girl?
So, but we're gonna keep it at 30,000.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
keeping it 30. But I do intend to bring it up.
The heck with it. Make it-
Oh, okay, now, okay. Take it to nothing? Really?
I mean, I just wonder how we can arbitrarily change it, if we can change it.
Well,
So-
based on what was spent,
It was based on what
you
was
know what
spent.
line it is? I know.
Piece of paper.
How did we get to this new number and then back down? The new number came from where?
I took it from 2024, looking at what was actually paid. Not line 13.
So the new amount was based on private actual costs.
Right. Oh, there it is right there. So you can see what it was in 2023.
Mhm.
So I was like, what the heck,
But it was our number,
And we
That's what
have-
we actually spent.
right? Because we don't get them for the.
which needs to be addressed as well. Somewhere in here. I
Well, right,
had-
so last year they spent 29,474.
Right, that's why I said, let's
Right.
make it,
30,000.
yeah,
Of course,
seemed reasonable to me.
we've still got another quarter to go.
No, last year, total,
Oh,
2023.
right.
Yeah,
Oh, got it.
yeah.
Well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm like, somewhere in here, I had there's a letter that where he's paid by the hour, so he's kind of a consultant to the town. A long time ago, like in 2009, I have a letter somewhere from when he started
Oh.
doing this. And everybody goes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody knows who
Yeah.
he is and says, oh, great, he probably does this for a number of other towns.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can negotiate a fee.
Well, I can tell you, here we go.
I mean, because he's a
This is from
contractor of ours.
2009.
He's a contractor of ours.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've
Oh, yeah,
not
he's
seen,
got a retainer. Oh,
right,
yeah.
right,
How much?
150 an hour.
I mean, it's a great rate, I'm not gonna lie. But
Okay. Yeah.
Essie wouldn't do it for
So this
I
is
mean, I'm
still in
doing this
effect,
for less
right?
than
that. All right, so what do we want to do? Do we want to take it out? Do we want to cut it down? Do we want to leave it at 30?
We're
What do-
talking about the special prosecutor.
Yeah.
I mean,
If we manage to
I think
get,
we leave it and ask some more questions.
okay, we ask more questions because if we don't spend it, it gets to go into the reserve for next year. and
Yes.
that's it.
Okay.
Okay,
Good.
what else?
I think that's it for me.
Okay, so we agreed to, we voted on and agreed these changes. We need to now make a motion to put this into the B contingency, take it from the B contingency.
That was your request.
That was Jean's proposal, is that's what?
You want us to vote on it?
We have to, yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
and does this include $100,000 for them?
Yes.
We already voted on that. All right, so I make a motion that we place the $12,500 to be spent on the consolidation study in the B, reduce the B contingency by that amount.
Second, third, aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. So that took care of that. Any other changes? This, when these changes are put in, this will be the preliminary budget. Yes,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Do I have a motion to accept the tentative budget with these changes as the preliminary budget for 2025?
So moved.
Does anyone want to second it?
You've been doing budget.
Oh, okay. Second. then.
Okay,
I
so
got it in.
Kitty moved, Edgar seconded. Any more discussion?
Well, just theoretically, you can still make changes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If this is the preliminary budget, this is what's gonna get posted as a preliminary budget. We can just do just like this,
Right.
where there was a few things that changed since posting that we can discuss at the October 17 meeting. Is that okay? Is that understood?
And the public can come and
And public
comment
will
and maybe
The
they'll have
public
some.
can make comments.
ideas.
It'll be the public hearing, so we want to know what they say.
Mhm.
All right, so I had a motion, I had a second, we had discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. We have a preliminary budget.
Good work, team.
Congratulations.
Y'all,
Work all
Thank
over.
you, Amanda.
everyone,
departments.
everyone, everyone.
I witnessed you
Good work, good work,
working so
parents.
hard on this with the budget task force meeting.
Yep,
It
I
really
want to
helps.
thank the
And I
budget
thank the
task force.
volunteers
Yeah,
also.
they are very dedicated. I would like to say, yes, Don Winchester, yes, Tom Jellis, yes, Edgar
Decker.
Rodriguez, yes, John Decker, Nancy Branco, Jean Galucci.
And the folks for the village.
And Amanda.
I just did.
supervisor.
Oh, okay.
But,
Well,
but the
Tim was
mayor
there
did
also.
attend, which is great, because, now he really has an insight into,
I hope so.
right, what's.
Well,
What it's about.
budgets, they're on a whole different cycle.
Yeah, I know.
Theirs in a different time of year and all that cool stuff. All right, so do I have a motion to adjourn?
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
Wasn't it second?
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye,
Thank you. 9:00. All right.
got
It's
that.
like half day for us.
Congratulations, Amanda, on
Yes,
your
it is.
budget.
The prosecutor's thing right there.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you, Edgar.
Thank you. Nice bag, Kitty.
Nice bag.
I have one
Hmm.
too.
Nice.
You
It's
missed where
sturdy.
Kitty acknowledged Kate
Hey.
talking at the Sojourner Truth statue.
I was very,
Mhm.
I did.
What an event.
I heard.
I mean, it
You know,
just
I love
pulled it off.
at the county.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yes, sorry, do you want me to, oh yeah, I need to do that. Turn it off. Where do I do? End, okay.
I'm